sheet. Okay, cookie sheet is what we're going to put the ink on. The brayer is what we're using to roll the ink unevenly onto our plates. Okay, so what you're going to do is take your paper, put it in your phone book, so it keeps it nice and clean. If you're one that's kind of messy, I would put it towards the bottom. So when you roll, it doesn't roll onto your paper. Okay? Then you're going to take your plate. Ooh, pretty. This is Brooklyn's. Okay, you will have to print your own. Okay? Choose your ink. Some of the inks are kind of old, so you just kind of want to mix it up really good before you print. Now let's do it. And if you want to do more than one color, I don't care. Okay. So take a bead of ink across the top.
How expensive is ink?
I don't remember. They come in different sizes. Alright, so once you get a bead of ink on the top, you're going to transfer the ink around. So now notice how it's the same pattern. So you want to lift up your brayer and do it again. So that way it transfers all the way across. And you want to go more than one direction. You want to keep it in kind of the square. So that way you aren't wasting a lot of ink.
I really like your.
So I'm going to go back and forth. As I roll, I'm going to flip my wrist back, and that'll move my brayer to another spot. So when I roll, it's not rolling in the same spot over and over. Okay? So if I put like red here and then I did this, the red would be in the same spot because I haven't lifted up my brayer. So you want to roll, lift, so that it creates an even surface. Now this is a good amount of ink. Can you see how you see these tiny little dots?
Yeah.
Okay? Tiny little dots. I will show you what it looks like with too much and not enough as well, okay? So this is a good amount of ink. So I'm going to go over the top of my... Okay? So now do you see how it's dark and then light? The light area is because that's where the ink is not ran out. Okay? So you don't want to go back and forth and back and forth. You want to reload. Okay, now I'm going to go a different direction. Reload. Different direction. Reload. Okay, and reload. Okay, now do you see how the dots are a lot smaller and it's more matte?
Yeah.
Okay, this is not enough ink. So if this is the way you start, then you're going to not have a very good print. Okay, so I'm going to show you too much ink.
Well, that's going to be a lot.
Yeah. So. Okay, do you see how sticky that looks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Looks like syrup.
Okay, so now you see right in here how there's a lot bigger dots? Okay, so this area is too much ink. This area is not enough ink. This is not an even coverage. So you want an even coverage across your brayer. So I can look at my brayer right now, and this is really thick, and this is really light. So that's going to get not a really good print then. Okay? So after, I'm going to put a little more ink on here. Because I still see little dots and stuff, that's why I'm doing another color. Alright, so now I want to take and lift up my plate, take my phone book, and fold the sheet over so I have a clean sheet to work with. Now ink to ink, now I don't have to get my fingers all dirty. I'm going to rip it off and throw that away. Okay. Then I'm going to take my clean paper and then I'm going to make sure I'm even at this mark this way. See? And I can go across. And then I can go down to, so I can get a better idea of where it's going to be. Okay? Now at this point, I can pick this up and bring it to my table. Okay, and then rub so that way I don't have to clog up the space. You can use your fist like this and rub all the way across, or you can use a baron. So the baron looks like this. Okay, and you're going to make sure you get all the way out to the edges, all the way through the middle. And I'm not pressing really hard. Okay, so I'm not gonna like just do this and press, because then I'm gonna compress my foam, and then it's gonna not have a very good image. So I'm rubbing, and I want to make sure I get all the way around. Now you can peel up and check, and if it's not, see it looks kind of spotty right there, so I'm gonna do some more. As long as I don't peel it all the way off, it should go back in the same spot. And I find, for whatever reason, using the foam, sometimes the first print doesn't look the best. The second print usually looks better. Okay, so here is Brooklyn's print. Okay, so now you can do your own. Okay, if I'm changing colors, you certainly can wash this off and do a different color. If you wanted to mix